Hello, my people. So we are going to look at new quizzes, and we are going to get there by going to our course. I'm going to go to Manage Subject and Quizzes. Okay. So you're going to go to the blue button in the right-hand corner and click on the plus sign that says Quiz. And then click on New Quiz. And remember, do not click that Remember My Choice for this course button. And then you're going to click Submit. So once you have your button clicked, you will come to this screen. And you are going to give your quiz a name. I did mine Discovering Fossils. I'm just doing 0 points. This is where you're going to put in your points, however many points you want it to have, where you want it to go. I just put classwork, I guess, or quiz group, or wherever you're going to have it. Like, what do you want it called in PowerSchool? Is it going to be a quiz? Is it just going to be classwork? What is it? Display grade. What do you want that to be? Again, mine's just going to be complete or incomplete. So this is going to be probably entirely up to you because your class will look very different from mine. This one you can ignore. This one's going to be if you're going to sync that into PowerSchool or not. Remember, SIS is the Student Information System, which is PowerSchool for us. Assign, who are you assigning this to? Are you just doing it for one course, or are you doing it for multiple courses? When is it due, and when is it available from, and when is it available until? So after that, you can also add in your rubric. So this is where you will have your rubric, if you have your outcomes aligned with your rubric, and then you're going to click Build. And then I already have mine built, so I'm going to go to my page. Okay. So again, you have outcomes. I don't have any currently linked, but this is where you can also link your outcomes to align with your standards. If you have a child that has multiple standards across different courses or goals like LEP goals, 504 goals, IEP goals, and content and all that, this is where we can work towards alignment, towards our common goals. So here you are going to create your title for your quiz, instructions, if you want to include instructions for the general full-on quiz. Then when you get to this plus sign, you're going to click on that to add in the type of question you want to add. And there's so many different options. So this is where I get excited because I feel like typically online we couldn't have a lot of those critical thinking skills. It was very much just like multiple choice questions, and they didn't really get to do much on the higher order thinking skills with Bloom's taxonomy and the higher order thinking, critical thinking, think the high pyramid, right? So now at least they get to do more of that with what we've got in here. So for this one, I chose to do category, and I just did prefix, suffix, root word, and then they will have to put them into a category. So just so you can see what that looks like, this is what that will look like here. So then they just have to drag and drop it like that. Boom, boom, boom. Right? And it's not going to tell them if it's right, wrong, nothing. They just have to drag and drop, and they'll have to figure it out. They can go back. They can go forward like this. Okay? So I'm going to exit preview. So that is category. The next one is called stimulus. I really like this one as well. So again, if you go to that add button. You can click stimulus. This one's really awesome. You can add in an article, a picture, text, a video, anything. And then on this side, you can include all the different types of questions. And again, you can do any of those types of questions that you had up here about whatever it is that you have in that picture, article, reading, text. So basically think content and then like quiz. It's almost like you have another quiz inside of a quiz. And what's awesome about this is if you want all of your questions together, you can actually do like a split screen where you can have this stationary and this side will move. And you can flip it where you can have it on top. So I'm going to show you what that would look like. So if it goes options, you want orientation, so you can actually flip it to where it goes questions below. And then we'll flip it. So then I have my text on top, and then all my questions are going to be underneath. But I don't like that. I like it the other way. So I'm going to switch it back. So I'm going to change it back to the right and change it back. So you can change the orientation. And I actually currently have mine set up to do one question at a time. So that part doesn't really matter in this situation just because they will only see one question at a time. But if you want to have multiple questions on a page, like to show the entire quiz all at once, this will actually be stationary and then this part will scroll. So that way they don't have to scroll up and down to see the reading like they did before. So that's nice. I also just like the fact that they can put in other types of questions now, like categories and stuff and ordering about this. So it's not all multiple choice. I mean, that's really cool to me too. So speaking of ordering, here is an ordering question. So again, they would just drag and drop. So that's really cool too. And that is just one that I pulled from here. I took a long process and then broke it up, and then they would have to put it in order. So sequence it. And then that can align to an outcome by inputting that here to connect with one of the outcomes that I've put in. So I can collect data on the standards for each student. This is another one I really like. It's called Hotspot. And if you click that plus sign again, you just do that here, Hotspot. It's super cool. So for question titles, you honestly don't even have to put anything. You can put nothing. I just leave it blank. The STEM you do have to include. So I just made an example down here. So I'm going to delete that. So here's my example. So notice I don't have a title for this. I just put the STEM. So which one is Miss Stephanie's dog? And then you select your shape of how you want to draw the correct area on that picture. So that is going to be the correct area. And then they basically pin. And again, I can align that to an outcome. I can include a calculator if it's going to be something involving math. And then I'll hit done. And just so you guys can see what that will look like, let me go to preview again. So you can see here, this is what I was talking about. So this will stay, and I have one question at a time. Or you can have where all the questions will be on one screen. So this is what's cool is they click, and then they don't see what's correct, what's wrong. So this is Hotspot. So maybe they click here or they click here. They just see the question, and then they click on the picture. And then you get to see where they click And then when they're done clicking, it doesn't do anything. They just click next, and that's it. And if they click within that selected area, it's considered correct. And then if they don't click within that selected area, it's wrong. Okay, and then this is the same thing. So I did another stimulus. So I just took a picture just to show you again how this can look. So again, this is stationary, and this part will be the one that will scroll. And they can do matching, layers of the earth. I just did an example. I did breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm hungry. I haven't had lunch yet. So true or false. Yeah. I want to just go through these because I think these are the ones that are really new for us with online quizzes. I think a lot of us are very familiar with Google and the typical multiple choice and what we usually have. But I know hotspots, stimulus, and like categorizing and ordering, those are kind of new. So I just want to make sure I could show you guys those specific ones since those are pretty new. But just know for every single question, you can link it to an outcome, and you can provide your accommodations. And you also have a way to control everything in here with your shuffle questions with settings. Shuffle answers, shuffle questions, one question at a time, or you can do all the questions together. You can provide multiple attempts, restricting student view, allowing a calculator, time limit, student access code. So yeah, lots of stuff in here. There's also ways to provide accommodations. So if you do have a student who has like time and a half, there is a way to do that in Canvas where you can actually provide those accommodations and go in and select students who get that time and a half and give that to them. So if you did want to make it a timed assessment, you can make it 60 minutes and then give that student who has an IEP or LEP plan the 90 minutes that they get with their accommodations. So there is a way to manipulate that in here too. But we can go over that another day. So yes, this is new quizzes. Just explore, have fun. You can share these with multiple courses, share it to Commons, and just divide and conquer, because I'm telling you, this is going to be a time saver. So enjoy.